Hey guys, what's up? This is Cube. I thought it was about time that I did a vlog update about the i49 movie. There's been some news in the last week, some great news, and I haven't really been that active in talking to the community about where we're up to. So I thought maybe this will be the first vlog of many if people enjoy it. But I thought I'd explain a little bit about what's happened over the last 6 months, basically since i49. It hasn't been a happy time, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have known. The Halloween update, which came out after i49, broke all the demos from beforehand. They weren't broken in terms of you couldn't play them, but they were broken in terms of view models and particles such as stickies and view models like the rocket launcher and shotgun were broken, so there was no way that you could record the frags for a professional movie. And they were broken from about 1 month after I think Halloween was, maybe even less. So that was a real kick in the teeth for both Andy, Bones and I, because for a long time it seemed as if the movie wasn't going to happen. We'd already started some work after i49, getting through some of the demos that we'd been given, and we'd contacted Valve when the demos got broken, and they said that they were going to work on it or pass it on to the relevant team. But months passed by, and it didn't look like a fix was coming out. We had other people in the community also contacting them, Lang, Lucky Luke, Matt McCann, or Matt McNam, I think he is on Twitter, all quite experienced in terms of editing or working with TF2. So we had a lot of different people trying to push Valve to help us with a fix, but it didn't look likely. And to be honest with you, there was certainly some times in the last 2 months when I thought the i49 movie wasn't going to happen, and I was trying to work out how I was going to announce that to people, because obviously without the frags from the weekend of i49, they just wouldn't have been worth it. We have a lot of real life footage, but it wouldn't have been the same kind of documentary without the in-game footage to be able to integrate into the movie. So that was a not happy time. We'd obviously put a lot of work into the movie even before demos broke. In terms of the week before i49, I travelled down to London to stay with Andy, and we went to visit the Australians who were boot camping. For those of you that followed i49 will have known that they weren't happy with their boot camp and ended up staying with Bones for a week beforehand. He set them all up with computers, helped them get down to LAN, and then at LAN the whole weekend we spent getting lots of footage, lots of interviews with people. Obviously both of us were playing at LAN as well, and Bones was doing a hell of a lot of work with Vanilla TV, which was their biggest event, so we were really burnt out after LAN, Bones especially. Played a lot of TF2. Obviously our whole lives sort of revolved around TF2 for 3 or 4 weeks before LAN. So we were both under the impression that we'd sort of take a month off. We didn't want to start the movie and be demotivated straight away, so we took about a month before I started collecting the demos properly and organising them. So I guess after the month was up, we had a couple of weeks when we could still watch demos back, and I started to go through a lot of the demos. But then when the break happened, I kept looking through demos for a bit because I thought Valve might just hotfix it in the next update. But then when weeks started to pass, still no update, and I wasn't getting any emails back from Eric, the lead of TF2 nowadays. So I did think it wasn't going to happen. But the good news is over the last sort of 3 weeks, Eric's been emailing a few of us, the names that I mentioned before, letting us know their progress in trying to fix the pre-Halloween demos. And last week they issued a fix, or it's as good as a fix for me. I don't care if it doesn't play in normal TF2, but basically they've released a beta version of TF2 that you can sign up for if you go into your Steam library and into TF2 properties, and you can sign up for a beta called pre-Halloween 2013 or something, which lets you play back. It basically puts TF2 back into the same state that it was before Halloween update. So it lets you play back all the i49 demos. So that is great news. I've got a massive second wind of motivation from that. I've just been in the Lake District with work for a week, so I came back to that and it was just great news. Means that we can just carry on with the movie, get going again with demos, viewing the rest of them and recording them, and then getting on with the editing basically. Bones has been away for the last 2 months. He's travelling, he's taking a break from work for 2 months and travelling around, so I think he's back fairly soon, but hopefully when he gets back he'll have the same motivation that I do, because we've still got a lot to do. In terms of the number of demos that we've still got to do, or where we are in terms of progress, we got sent a lot of demos actually at the end of i49. Let's have a look. I think I've got a tally here. Yeah, so in terms of our demo call, we got 70 demos from people with bookmarks, so things that they think are good enough for the movie, air shots and things like that. And then a lot of the pro players, understandably, didn't have time to go through all of their demos, so we got sort of demo packs from them, which is just a collection of all their demos from LAN. But obviously there's no kill streaks or bookmarks, so they just have to be viewed together. And we got 290 of those demos. So in total we had 360 point of view demos. Obviously that doesn't mean 360 good moments, because a lot of 290 of those are just demos without any knowledge of if anything is good enough inside. So we'll see how that is. I've got a lot of those demos still to go through. On top of that, we also have 90 STV demos from the weekend, so from the group stages, from the knockout brackets and from the final. So in total, nearly 450 demos that we needed to review, and we've made a good chunk of them. We've got through, is what I'm saying. We've got through a good amount of them. We had some helpers at the start who helped us get through the STVs. I've got to give a big shout out to Beta, the guy that makes all the STV frag movies. He was an absolute hero, got through so many of the demos and noted down ticks for us. So in terms of where we are right now, we've reviewed all of the point of view demos with ticks, and all of the STVs. So what is left is a lot of the demo packs that we got from pro players. So obviously a lot of the Australian players, I think 4 or 5 of the Australian players gave us the full demo pack, so they've got 30 demos each to view through. So I guess that's really the task for me over the next month maybe, is just to get through all of those demos, note down any good moments, because obviously we don't want to miss out on any moments that a good player has, because there's probably commentary that goes along with it and things like that. Once all the demo reviews are done, the next thing is to start recording, which is a long process as well, and I need to speak to Bones as to how we're going to split that up, because I think the most likely thing is that we'll just split the workload, try and record half each, and then I'll probably drive to London and with a hard drive, and then we'll try and create like one master copy of all of the recorded footage so that we can edit together. So yeah, I think that's the workflow really for the next few months. I'm motivated to get going, so today I'm probably going to get through 6 or 7 demos. You know, you can watch them back at 120% speed really without missing anything. So, and some of the games are quite interesting. So it's not too bad. It's not too much of a chore, but it is lengthy when I've still got probably 200 demos to go through. But it needs to be done, and I'm still just so glad that we're in this position where demos can now be viewed and recorded. In terms of timing of the overall project, obviously we didn't want to be spending 4 months doing nothing, which is how it's turned out really. But what is it now? Start of February. So I think both Andy and I realised that this movie needs to be released before I52, the next big summer line, because there the hype around that time of year around TF2 is so huge because all of the continents are trying to estimate who's better. You know, I imagine i52 is going to be similar to i49, like teams wanting to come over from abroad. So it'd be a real waste to send it out after that. But that only gives us 6 months, and there's still a lot of work to do. You know, I haven't even thought about the editing process, how we're going to do that. We've got so much content, video content. Let's actually have a look. From the weekend, we have 230 gigabytes of video. So on top of the 450 demos, a lot of video footage. And both Andy and I are under the impression that we have a real opportunity to make one of TF2's greatest movies here. I guess something I haven't really covered is what is it going to be? What's it going to be like? You know, we've got a lot of interviews, a lot of content, and a lot of demos. So how is it going to be? Is it going to be a frag movie? Is it going to be a documentary? And we haven't really agreed on much. I think both of us agreed that it was going to be a long documentary type thing. Not, I mean around 45 minutes to an hour probably. But it was we really wanted to keep the hype of the frag movies. I wanted to be able to watch this video and feel as hyped as I did before i49, because back then that was really exciting, like not knowing which continent was going to do better. Lots of great teams. I mean, it was an amazing event, and we really want to showcase that. So the word that we've been using, I don't know if we're going to stick with it, because I don't know if it's quite cringe or not, but it's Fragumentary, which I guess is the mix of a frag movie and a documentary. So certainly very upbeat, lots of hype moments, and we're going to have a lot of the frags in there. But also we've got loads of content of interviews, lots of the cast footage and things like that. So I'll probably be able to update you a bit more on what it will be like when I next speak to Bones when he gets back to the UK. But just trust us that it will be epic. I was watching back some of the footage just before I recorded this because I'd forgotten about a lot of it, and we have a lot of really good stuff. So fingers crossed it's going to be as good as we hope it will be. We're both pretty perfectionist in how we like to edit. We wouldn't release it unless we were really happy with it. So just trust us that we'll do the best that we can do, and then hopefully you guys will all enjoy it. But I'm going to try and do these vlogs more often, because firstly it means that I have to do work on the movie, because otherwise I'm going to do a vlog in a few weeks and not have anything new to say. And secondly, I think you guys kind of deserve it. A lot of people have been asking about the progress of the i49 movie, and unless you really follow me on Twitter, then I guess I haven't really posted anywhere else on ETF2 or TeamFortress.tv. So I'll try and get these out more often in terms of where we're up to, and hopefully I'll have a lot more progress to report on next time I speak to you. But I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I think the easiest way, although YouTube comments is really easy, I don't always get the emails about them. So on Twitter, if you just tweet me, it's cube_TF2. And then I'll try and get back to you with any questions you have, and maybe any suggestions for the next vlog as to what I can do. And if anybody wants to help out with reviewing demos, then get in touch with me. I can certainly use the help, especially over the next couple of weeks when Bones isn't here. That would be really helpful. So yeah, get in touch if you've got any feedback, and I'll see you guys in a few weeks. Thanks for sticking with us.